Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria, with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
Hello, children. Gather around, let me tell you a story.
Do you know that stories have a way of captivating the minds of children, bringing fun and imagination to teach them morals? Join Sharon Ajay as she takes you to explore the thrilling and exciting world of storytelling.
I'll be sharing with you our next interesting story.
Tune in every Saturday on Global Television, time 5:30 p.m.
Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria, come join Anthony Mamadou on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are the Palestinians. Can we not say that of because
that this country gets it right?
Who are these bandits? It's the Dex on Global.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. The National Association of Nigerian Students has rejected a bill seeking a single term of 6 years for the president and state governors, describing it as anti-democratic and an attempt to stifle people's choice. 35 members of the House of Representatives under the auspices of reformed-minded legislators had last week proposed a bill seeking a single term of 6 years for the president and state governors. The lawmakers are equally seeking for rotation of the presidency among the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, arguing that the position, if implemented, would lead to a reduction in the cost of governance. However, the association, while reacting to the bill, called on Nigerians' democracy groups, the organized labor and trade unions to mobilize against the bill contact. The Association of Local Government of Nigeria has raised concerns over the proposed 62,000 naira minimum wage, insisting that if approved, the wage may put a strain on the council's financial burden. The federal government had admonished organized labor to consider the broader economic implications if its push for an unrealistic higher national minimum wage. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who handed down the admonition, hinted that the 250,000 naira minimum wage demanded by labor could undermine the economy, lead to mass retrenchment of workers and jeopardize the welfare of Nigerians. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention has warned the public of the increasing trend of cholera cases across the country as the rainy season intensifies. The agency, in a statement signed by its Director General, Jide Idris, said from January 1st to June 11, 2024, a total of 1,141 suspected and 65 confirmed cases of cholera with 30 deaths had been reported from 96 local government areas in 30 states. The center listed the 10 states that contributed 90% to the burden of cholera as Bayelsa, Zamfara, Abia, Cross River, Bauchi, Delta, Katsina, Imo, Nasarawa, and Lagos. It, however, stated that a multi-sectoral National Cholera Technical Working Group led by the center and comprising the Federal Ministries of Environment and Water Resources had been providing support to the affected states. The Kano State Police Command has banned all Durbar activities throughout the state ahead of the Eid al-Kabir festivities. The ban order was contained in a statement by the State Police Public Relations Officer Haruna Abdullahi on behalf of the Commissioner of Police Usaini Gumel. Recall that there had been a crisis in the town over the repeal of the Kano Emirate Council Law 2019 by the State Assembly, leading to the dethronement of the 5 emirs installed in 2020 by ex-Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. Governor of Zamfara State, Dauda Lawal, says banditry would become history in his state if he had control of the security outfits in the country. The governor lamented that the state has become the epicenter of kidnapping, cattle rustling, and other activities of bandits in the country. Lawal said, as governor, he understands the problem of banditry in his state and how to address the menace. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has intensified security measures ahead of the Eid al-Kabir celebrations in the Federal Capital Territory. Federal Capital Territory Commandant of the Corps, Dr. Olushola Odumosu, announced the deployment of 5,112 personnel across the state to safeguard residents and visitors during the festive period. The deployment spans all 6 area councils, the city center, and other crucial locations vulnerable to criminal activities. The Federal Capital Territory Command of the Nigerian Police has paraded a notorious kidnapper who has been on its wanted list alongside 13 suspects involved in kidnapping, gun running, car theft, and other heinous crimes in Abuja. The command's commissioner, Bennett Igwe, says the arrest was made based on credible intelligence gathering. Kike Lomokere has more.
The Director of Defense Media Operations, who expressed sadness over the security personnel, says they were killed in the fight against the menace of kidnapping and banditry in Zamfara State. He noted that the military is conducting several operations to eliminate the terrorists in Zamfara State, whom Governor has acknowledged to be the epicenter of banditry in the northwest.
Indeed, I would say winning the war without the support of the governor is even more impossible. It must be noted that despite the state being the epicenter of kidnapping, according to his words, the state has no internal security platform for security forces to coordinate operations.
During the week under review, the director says troops neutralized 197 and arrested 310 persons. Troops also arrested 22 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 251 kidnapped hostages.
And 28,360 liters of stolen crude oil, 143,450 liters of illegally refined AGO, and 1,100 liters of DPK, and over 18,000 liters of PMs in the course of the week.
The Military High Command reiterated its commitment to continue to work tirelessly to restore safety and security across the nation. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Armed Forces of Nigeria has disclosed that terrorists and bandits have killed 9 soldiers and 7 other security personnel in Zamfara State during operations since the beginning of June 2024. Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba made this known while keeping journalists abreast with the operational activities of the Nigerian military in Abuja. Kike Lomo Okere completes the report.
The Director of Defense Media Operations, who expressed sadness over the security personnel, says they were killed in the fight against the menace of kidnapping and banditry in Zamfara State. He noted that the military is conducting several operations to eliminate the terrorists in Zamfara State, whom Governor has acknowledged to be the epicenter of banditry in the northwest.
Indeed, I would say winning the war without the support of the governor is even more impossible. It must be noted that despite the state being the epicenter of kidnapping, according to his words, the state has no internal security platform for security forces to coordinate operations.
During the week under review, the director says troops neutralized 197 and arrested 310 persons. Troops also arrested 22 perpetrators of oil theft and rescued 251 kidnapped hostages.
And 28,360 liters of stolen crude oil, 143,450 liters of illegally refined AGO, and 1,100 liters of DPK, and over 18,000 liters of PMs in the course of the week.
The Military High Command reiterated its commitment to continue to work tirelessly to restore safety and security across the nation. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
You're watching the Midday News coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Midday News returns, federal government eyes $500 million World Bank loan for rural roads. This and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the Midday News. On the foreign scene, Kyiv and Moscow staged dozens of drone and missile attacks overnight, leaving several wounded in Ukraine and damaging a few reservoir sites in a Russian border region. The two sides have stepped up cross-border aerial assaults in recent weeks, with Kyiv targeting Russian energy facilities and Moscow launching retaliatory barrages. Russia said it had downed 87 Ukrainian drones, of which 70 had targeted the southern Rostov region that houses the headquarters of its military operation against Kyiv. And now in business, the federal government is seeking a $500 million loan from the World Bank to enhance rural road infrastructure and agricultural marketing across the federation. The international lender said the fund was expected to address the dire need for better connectivity in rural Nigeria, where 92 million people currently lack access to good roads. This request was contained in the final draft of the Resettlement Policy Framework for the Nigeria Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Projects Scale-Up, implemented by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Countries on the continent of Africa have been urged to take advantage of the advantages inherent in the African Continental Free Trade Agreement protocols to boost their economies and leapfrog food security in the sub-Saharan region. This is coming on the heels of the revelation that Africa currently has the lowest inter-regional trade across the world, which represents only about 13% of the continent's global trade, compared to Asia's 60%. Weeks after the federal government approved a special purpose vehicle to support the delivery of an additional 90,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable, it has begun talks with the World Bank. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy Bosun Tijani made the disclosure while announcing the kickoff of Nigeria Week in Washington in the United States. The project aims to increase Nigeria's fiber optic cable capacity from 35,000 kilometers to 125,000 kilometers, making it Africa's third longest terrestrial fiber optic backbone behind South Africa and Egypt. A report by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, says Nigeria's daily oil production has dipped further to 1.25 million barrels per day in May. This is despite the claim by the federal government and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited that the country's oil production has risen to 1.7 million barrels per day. OPEC data showed that Nigeria lost 30,000 barrels per day as crude oil production dropped from 1.28 million barrels per day in April to 1.25 million barrels per day in May. Meanwhile, reports by the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics have shown that Nigeria's cost of petrol importation has continued to rise despite an almost 50% drop in the nation's consumption rate. In the first quarter of the current year, 2.63 trillion naira was spent on the importation of premium motor spirit, which was 31.4% higher than the cost incurred for the same purpose in the last quarter of 2023. In the last 3 months of 2023, it is estimated that 1.81 trillion naira was expended in importing petrol. In sports, Roma have made Samu Omorodion their priority to replace Romelu Lukaku ahead of next season. Lukaku's return to Chelsea prompted the Giallorossi to seek a young replacement on the market. Giallorossi director Florent Gisolfi immediately focused on Omorodion, who now appears to be the capital club's first choice to strengthen the team's attack. The 20-year-old striker is set to make his return to Atletico Madrid after concluding his loan at Alaves with 9 goals to his name. The Nigeria Cricket Federation has completed a 3-day special intervention program at different internally displaced persons camps in Maiduguri, Borno State, where they introduced the game to children and adults in the camps. This comes after the Federation's President Uyi Akpata promised during the 2022 annual general meeting in Abuja to donate his allowances to the development of the game in the Northeast. Food items and relief materials were donated to the various internally displaced persons camp visited by the members of the cricket family in the region. And that's it on the Midday News, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.